Time.
Thank you, Mr. Timekeeper. Our second speaker is Mr. Leo Meza. He works on pathways engaging with humor. Today, he wants you to know that those ducks you see at the park are free. You can take them anytime you want. Leo Meza, The Never-Ending End of Everything. The Never-Ending End of Everything. Leo Meza, the floor is yours.
Thank you for that introduction that I wrote. I wanted to start just by asking, what kind of stories are we trying to tell? I'm a writer, and this is a question that I ask anytime I meet another creative. I don't like to say the word artist because it sounds like there's an ego to it, you know? I'm an artist. But I think making art is important, and people don't really ask themselves this question. But why is it important? They said that Pablo Picasso, he drew the hands of the peasants in his first try. You can see the story in that. It's one of hardship that we forget when life feels easy. I have a dream. You can see the story in that too, right? That one day we're going to wake up and we're going to see a notification on our phone that says, evil is dead. But those were products of their time. And I think we forget that every single moment in history has its own period. For most of the beginning of human civilization, people only drew Jesus. And we've seen all of these paintings throughout history. The Last Supper during the Renaissance period, the Romantic period where people drew nature, the ones that look realistic with the clouds, the trees, the mountains. Then there's the Neoclassical era, where they focused a lot on the Greek heroes. Icarus, the boy who flew too close to the sun, it melted his wings, and he fell. If I can bring us closer to today, I think that we forget that we're in one right now. And it's something that happens when it's born into the world we find ourselves in. A world where robots think, where we have solar energy, where we've been to the moon. And this is the music that's coming out. This is that new Netflix show everybody's watching. I'd say it was until the year around 2000 where we've been in the postmodernist period. And people said that we reach the end. The atomic bomb had just dropped. The Cold War technically never ended. The internet was born. It was the closest to infinity that we ever came. We made it to the end, and we learned that nothing matters. And I'm not just saying this. You can see this in the last 30 years in those movies. The Truman Show, where nothing was real. It was all a movie. Dumb and Dumber. Even in movies like Pulp Fiction, it kind of just looks like life without a story. And that's a movie. And that's what postmodernism is. It's making fun of those stories that we love. Icarus was an idiot. Jack and Jill went up the hill and became adults who had to start paying taxes. I don't know this for sure because I had just been born. But I grew up being skeptical of the world. I stopped going outside to play. I was just gaming, running raids in Call of Duty. I don't talk to my neighbors. And I know that people genuinely find 9/11 terrifying. But I grew up thinking it was funny because I didn't remember it. People grew the funny thing about postmodernism is it wasn't the end because we're still here. People started questioning what comes after the end. And this is the part where people get stuck. I was stuck on it for a long time. Yeah, even as a kid, I was asking my teacher, like, how do you think the economy is doing this quarter? Um, well, okay, this is the best answer that I could come up with. We're currently in the postmodernism period. And if modernism is the end, that means we're after the end. And I lied because I don't have an answer. I have a question. The question is, if nothing matters, then why does it feel like it does? Why do I want to get married and travel the world? Why do you want to eat the food that you love so much if nothing matters? We're missing something. And with this new movement, I have a call to action for you guys. Pay attention to the media that's coming out. This is that new album that just dropped. That trailer for a movie you see that's going to be coming out in 6 months. I think that some of those stories are going to be remembered hundreds of years from now. We're seeing a revival of hope for a truth that we've known all along. We know it because it's written on the Statue of Liberty. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Rio. Thank you for a lot of fruits of thought today. And I wonder what will the development of the postmodernism from now on. Now, everyone, let's take 1 minute. So please write comment to his private chat box. Mr. Timekeeper, could you say 1 minute when finished? Then time comes. Thank you.